Hello, Periscopers. I hope you're here joining me. My name is Monica A. Coleman, and I am still here. My name is Monica A. Coleman, and I'm having you join me in my kitchen today. Hello, Ray T. Blue. Thank you for joining us. So we're here in my kitchen, which is where I spend a lot of time. So just to tell you a bit about myself again, my name is Monica A. Coleman, and I am a professor of theology. I teach religion. Hello, thank you for joining us, Matt. I'm based in Los Angeles, California, and I am the author of the forthcoming book, Bipolar Faith, A Black Woman's Journey with Depression and Faith. I've written some other books as well, but that's my new book coming out. And I am periscoping because I am often asked the same question, which is when I go give lectures or speeches or something. Hello, Santiago. Thank you for joining us. People ask me what are my spiritual practices and what is it that I do to live with and manage a depressive condition. And so I've talked about a number of different things. I've talked about diet and exercise and how I lately kind of went off starch because it was upsetting my stomach, which sucks because who doesn't like starch and bread and bagels and things? I'm right here. And thank you for joining us, Ms. ARW. We're in my kitchen. So if you see me here, if you want to invite your friends to join, if you're on an iPhone, you just swipe, I think, left to right like that, or this way to you all, or you can just go from bottom to top if you're on an Android. If you want to join, invite your friends to join us. Again, my name is Monica A. Coleman, and I am sharing with you just some of the things that I do. And you know, today is almost like yesterday, not quite as tough a morning, but just a slow day. I have a lot of responsibilities, and I'm just feeling a bit overwhelmed by them. Like I'm not really getting a break, frustrated by it all. And I've talked about how important diet and exercise are, and at least for me. And I'm a vegan and with a citric acid allergy, and so I spend a lot of time in my kitchen and cooking. And if you follow me on Instagram, where I'm Rev Dr. Monica, you'll see pictures I post of the food that I make for my family. So today I am prepping for 2 meals. I'm making 2 meals so that there's dinner for tomorrow as well. And I make my own veggie burgers. Once I figured out that it was really not that hard to make a veggie burger, and then I actually knew what was inside the veggie burger. Thank you for joining us, Ladowd. I was like, I could do this myself. And thanks to the internet, there are tons of recipes online for veggie burgers. So I'm making a black-eyed pea burger, and this is kind of the mix of that. I've done that earlier today. In case you care, it's actually really tasty. It's got cilantro and black-eyed peas and scallions and mushrooms and some green onions. Thank you for joining us, D-Man. Thank you for joining us, Mama Vic. And I'm also making a pizza. In a better world, I make my own pizza crust, but not today. And so my daughter is a preschooler, and so like most kids, anything that's pasta and pizza, she's all about. And this way I can make something really healthy for her. So I'm making a zucchini squash pizza. And, oh, you love watching people cook. Well, that's what I'm doing at the moment. It's not a zucchini squash, it's a yellow squash. Yellow squash are just coming into season around here. And, you know, she's a really healthy eater, but I can put asparagus and chickpeas on a pizza and she'll eat it. Really, I've done it. And vegetarians spend a lot of time chopping food. So if you can see, this is my squash. It's organic and from a farm nearby, which makes me feel good about supporting my local economy and gets me healthy food for my body. As many people will tell you, all the foods that are bad for everybody, thank you for joining us again, Ray T. Blue, are bad for depression, like sugars and caffeines and things that feel really cozy inside your body are usually not so healthy. So thank you for joining us, Wall Tower. So this really is, for me, about sharing about the importance of diet and paying attention. Is it expensive to be a vegetarian? I think it depends on how you eat. Thank you for joining us. You know, my father's family grew up fairly poor, and so they were vegetarian because beans and rice are cheap, right? I mean, they were vegetarian by default. So for him, eating meat was a sign of wealth, right, as it is for many people in many cultures. You know, and I didn't grow up in a time, thank you all for joining us, when You know, you could go to McDonald's and get a hamburger for $1 or $1 or $2. You know, fast food restaurants for things you did on special occasions. So I think if you eat more processed foods, it's always a little more expensive, whether it's meat or not, if you're ordering frozen foods or prepackaged foods or you're eating out. And if you tend to just work with vegetables and fruits, it doesn't have to be expensive. Now, I live in California, so there's really good, you know, produce and a lot of diversity year-round. But I grew up in Michigan, so I know what it's like to have a much shorter growing season. We had a garden in our yard. So you can grow a lot of your own food, which makes it cheaper. And some things grow really easily in pots, like kale. And then you'll get a lot of kale. And I can tell you all the things to do with kale, because I've had a lot of kale this season. You can grow some of your things. Some things you can grow in pots, and that's pretty inexpensive. You know, I think if you do anything at Whole Foods, lovingly known as whole paycheck, because it takes your whole paycheck, you'll feel the difference there. But I think it can be relatively inexpensive. Again, I don't eat a lot of processed foods. I think if you eat a lot of foods that are like frozen, prepackaged meals, no matter what, it'll be more expensive. And I think that many vegetarians or people who go vegan default to a lot of pastas and breads. Thank you, about my hair. Someone said they love my hair and my shirt. And so then you eat a lot of cheese. Then you end up with kind of starchy, fatty, heavy foods, and so that's not really great for any diet. So I always tell people you can be a healthy meat eater and you can be an unhealthy vegetarian. So the key is really to be healthy and to try and ease up on the sugars. Someone said bipolar and a knife a bit scary. You know, it's really okay for me. Like I said, I do a lot of chopping. So I'm making, this is my kind of batter, you might say, for a black bean burger. I really don't know how to fry very well, so I bake all my burgers, which is healthier anyway, but it's not because I'm trying to be healthy, it's because I don't know how to fry food. I can saute, but after that I'm really bad at it. I've tried, not good. And I'm making a squash pizza, so I use hummus as a base, and I made some hummus last week. And I'll check you out and follow you. Thank you, Nino, YNGR. And then I'm going to saute some squash with some onions. So that was squash I was cooking. Here's an onion. As a vegetarian, I spend a lot of my time just dicing vegetables. So that's what I'm doing again, is just cutting up vegetables. If I had some little fairy who came in here and cut up all my vegetables first, then it wouldn't take me nearly as long. It wouldn't take me nearly as long to cook. Someone said turkey. Yeah, you know, many years ago, I had a psychiatrist who reminded me that tryptophan, which is in turkey, is great for dealing with depression. It's that kind of thing where you know that thing that makes you really tired after you eat Thanksgiving dinner, eat a big turkey dinner, and you're like, oh, I'm so tired, I want to eat. It's the tryptophan. And apparently the tryptophan is actually really healthy for you. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate those who are kicking me some hearts. It makes me feel the love. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us, Official. Thank you, Vampire All Day. And so, yes, itis. I thought about that too. I almost said itis. But really, it's the tryptophan. And when it's in turkey. And so when you don't eat turkey or you don't eat meat, I give up the tryptophan. It's apparently very difficult or impossible to produce in a vegan format. But I actually just don't like meat. I don't like the way it tastes. So I really am not particularly interested in eating meat. But for those of you who can find those happy, organic, free-range turkeys who aren't shot up with chemicals, I strongly suggest you eat turkey and get your tryptophan on. Get a little sleepy after you eat and get your feel-good feelings out of that. Because, you know, food is medicine, as people will tell you. Whatever you put in your body functions as medicine. Thank you for joining us, Mehmet. And food is medicine as well. And we have the side effects that come from that. Most of the side effects are pretty good. Calories, nutrients, vitamins. You see I'm chopping onions. Thank you. Said my skin is flawless. I wish I could attribute it to my vegan diet. I'm not sure, but I'll take it. Thank you very much. It's also sunny, and so I've got the sunshine coming in from my patio right now, and so I'm all sunlit like I've got a halo, which is kind of cool. So I am really just rambling here because I really like to cook and I like to talk about cooking and I like food. But what I want to share is how important it is to think about what we're eating when, you know, we live with a depressive condition, really for anybody, in being healthy and figuring out the diet that's best for you and trying to eat the junky foods that feel so good when you want to eat them, because I get it. And today I'm making burgers and pizza. And it's kind of helping the end of my day. I was feeling just sluggish and tired and frustrated. And for me, cooking is a kind of creativity. It's one of the ways that I express myself. And so that's what I am doing, sitting here chopping up onions and making up recipes that my family will like. So I say thank you for joining us. Please check out my new book, Bipolar Faith, A Black Woman's Journey with Depression and Faith. You can find it on Amazon and pre-order it. You can also follow me on Periscope. I'm at Rev Monica, but all y'all are here. You can also check me out on Twitter at Monica A. Coleman, where I'll post the videos. Oh, thank you very much, Vlad. You said I'm beautiful. I really appreciate that. And I'm uploading them to YouTube, so you can go to my YouTube channel, which is Monica A. Coleman, and you can find some of them there and catch the things I've said in the past, and just shout out hashtag Bipolar Faith. Well, I post my burger recipe. You know, I will post the burger recipe. I will take a picture of it when I'm done, and I'll post a link to the burger recipe. It's got some shallots and garlic, and it's so good. And if I put anything in a burger, my kid will eat it, so that's great. So I will post the burger recipe too. So thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.